Hello, and welcome to one of many collabs with Wanda the Foil Lady and Rocking.kk. Today we're going to be showing you how to do the rock on the right. I'm starting out with chalk painting all of the rocks. I do 2 coats of chalk paint. You can use Waverly or Folk Art or any brand you want, really, as long as it's white chalk paint, because we're going to be using alcohol inks. So 2 coats later, and after it's dry, we're starting with alcohol ink. And this is everything you're going to need. So here you want to shake up your bottles really well. And then I'm going to use the clear blending solution. And I'm going to show you that's what's in this bottle that I'm going to pick up. Clear blender. And you're going to pour it all over the rock and make sure that the rock is covered. Then I'm going to take the purple and the patina and just start dropping drops all over the rock. And I kind of just let it do what it wants to do. And we're going to be adding a temporary tattoo later on in the video to this. So I was keeping in mind that I didn't want the purple to be too dark. So you're going to see me go in and lighten up and kind of tweak areas here and there to get it just like I like it. Don't be scared with alcohol inks. Just have fun. Play with it. You can always add more alcohol. Showing you right there, that's what's in the spray bottle is alcohol. And I give it a spray because I'm just trying to lighten it up just a bit. I'm going to do it one more time. And I was trying to get those real dark spots off, and then I messed up my patina color. So here I am going back and fixing it. But hey, I wanted to show you my process, so you know I don't do everything perfectly. So here I'm just kind of going in with a brush. I dipped it in some of the clear blender that I put in the well, and I'm just kind of going back and forth here and there and taking away any lines. And I wanted to add a little more purple on that left side. Now we're going to let it dry. Now we're going to do a quick matte spray on these rocks just to cover up the ink and be ready for our next round, which will be the temporary tattoo we're going to be putting on.
Hello, Wanda the Foil Lady here. So we are continuing on. Katie did the alcohol ink on the rock here. I'm going to put a layer of Mod Podge, regular old Mod Podge, just a really light layer, just with a little bit of water. Nothing special other than me and Katie. You know, we're special. All right. Then, when you are working with your temporary tattoos, you want to make sure and remove this plastic backing right before you put it on your rock. But you need to leave it on there but until then, because this is very delicate. Okay, so remove your plastic backing. And then make sure you have it the way you want it to be on your rock. It's going to be a mirrored thing because it goes face down. So, I'll turn it over. Face down on your rock, and get your brush wet with clear water, and you're going to get the back of the tattoo saturated. And the good thing about tattoo paper is that you can tell when it's all the way wet. It usually, you know, turns a little transparent once you get enough water on there. Use your fingers and flatten it out. Try not to slide it around just yet. You want to make sure it's down on the rock really well. And try to move out any bubbles. And then when it's ready, you'll feel it slip a little. It's not ready yet. Put more water if you need, because the water goes through the paper. Okay, we got a little slip going. Now the reason they're called water slide is because you slide the paper off. You don't want to lift and peel because you'll take the tattoo off. So can you see it sliding? Okay. You slide it off very slowly and very carefully. And if it's too tight of a grip, add more water. When you're sliding, just make sure that your tattoo's not pulling with it. And just kind of go the way it wants to go. Cool. And now you've got your tattoo on the stone. Take your brush, very, very, very gently, very light touch, and iron out any little bubbles that might be in there. I'm not putting any pressure on this brush. I'm just dragging it across the top of the tattoo. And there's your tattoo. So you're going to want to let that dry and then give it a coat of Mod Podge after that's dry. And then let that dry, and then you can start your foiling in after that. Wanda back. We're going to start the foil. I've got SXC nail art foil glue I'm going to use with the disposable eyeliner brush, and we're going to add some rhinestones. So I've picked out the stars foil to go in the moon. I just think it's appropriate, so we'll start there. I'm going to pour just a tiny bit of glue, since we're doing a very small section of foil, into the dish. Okay. And I got to tell you guys, the other day I was doing foil and I glued the handle of my glue onto my jar because I had it too close to my light and it glued it down rock solid. So, little tip for the day is keep your glue away from your light unless you're trying to cure it. Hard lessons learned. So I'm applying the glue just into the moon where I want my foil to be. Trying not to go outside of this section, and we're painting right on top of the temporary tattoo that we applied Mod Podge to and let it dry, and now we're applying the glue right on top of that. And now I'm going to cure for 1 cycle. Okay, cycle done. That was 1 60-second cycle. And I'm going to try to do this where I can see this big, beautiful star here. So I'm putting that down, and I'm looking for my handy dandy tool that I should have had out. Okay, I don't know where it is. So anyways, just make sure to flatten it out really good. Just work it down. Thank you, Assistant Katie Thompson. Silicone tip nail tool. Really great for getting around these edges of the foil and laying it down. Sometimes your finger just doesn't do it, you know. You need to get something in there that's not going to tear or scratch your foil, so it's soft yet pointy, if that makes sense. All right. Looks good. Make sure when you are working with full metallics, you peel slow so that if it didn't transfer all the way, you can see it. I'm turning the rock so you can see here what I'm showing you. And see, like right there. No, that's perfect. Yay. Actually, we transferred a little more than we wanted, but that's probably because our Mod Podge is a bit sticky. But you can just take some black paint and touch that up. You can do it with a Posca or, you know, paint and brush really easily. So I'll touch this up real quick, and then we're going to move right into our rhinestones. And you can paint right on top of foil, so don't ever feel like if it's there forever. You can just paint right over those parts that you don't want to see. Okay. Little here. All right, I've got some really awesome rhinestones picked out. And I thought we could do the teardrop, every other one around the tattoo, like so. So what I'm going to do is drop a small dot of top coat in every other teardrop shape here that I'm going to put a rhinestone in. And that's going to be my rhinestone adhesive. The resin will set it, but we don't want to cover these rhinestones completely with resin, so we're going to be working resin around them when we do resin. So then you take your rhinestone, put it up in your top coat. Do that all the way around your rock. Okay, I set the rhinestones. I'm going to hit it with some UV to just give it a little bit of sticky power. And then we can add the little ones. This is a 12-volt UV LED flashlight. Comes in super handy for these types of projects when you're just doing little things. It's by Tautronics, and it was from Amazon also. Okay, I wouldn't say those are on, but they're on, so they're not going to slide off my rock. So now I'm going to, the top coat, get a different disposable eyeliner brush and just do dots of glue, or I'm sorry, top coat, dots of top coat in my little areas where I want to put my little rhinestones. So I'm going to go around and do a dot in each area. Once you have your top coat set into your dots, drop your rhinestone into the top coat like so. And then you can do it one at a time. Hit it with the light for a few seconds, probably like 5 to 8 seconds. Or you can just set them and then either stick it in your light or use your flashlight to cure it for a few seconds before you move on to your resin. It probably would have been better to do the resin first and then add the rhinestones, but I'm not. I do things backwards. Oh, it's so pretty. Tattooed, alcohol inked, rhinestone foiled rock. Talk about mixed media, huh? double-decker. See if I can do it. I'm just not that good. So I got those set. Okay, once they're set, go ahead and hit them with your UV light or stick them under your light for one cycle. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and apply Mr. Resin. This is the hard type UV, and I'm going to apply it on here, and then I'm going to use my little pokey tools to spread it out without getting it on to the rhinestones. Watch me. Okay. This is a poker tool for resin. Usually you get them in kits sometimes. So I'm just going to kind of pull the resin around the rhinestones. Like so. In between. Try not to cover them. Ideally, this is not the way you want to do this. It'd be way better to do your resin and then set your rhinestones into the resin and then cure it. Okay. Super fun spatula. The reason you don't want to put the resin on top of your rhinestones is it will cover your facets, and the facets is what gives you the sparkle. When you rotate it in the light, all of those sparkles will disappear, so the resin will just fill them in. They'll still be beautiful, but it won't sparkle. So just keep going around your rock with your resin. Okay, once you have your resin all on it, go ahead and put that in your light. This is an 84-watt Beetles. I'm going to do 120 seconds 3 times.
So after 3 cycles of the 120 seconds, you are all done and shiny. So just to recap, we used a sugar rock, and we did 2 coats of chalk paint, and then we did alcohol ink, and then we did a spray seal with matte spray, and then we did a Mod Podge mixed with a little water, and we put the tattoo on, and then we did Mod Podge over the top of that, and after it's all dry, we went in and foiled the moon. We added the crystals and then resin, and you have a beautiful rock. And here are all 3 rocks finished. They just turned out beautiful. So you can do this mixed media rock and have so much fun with it. Look at those beautiful feathers. Thank y'all so much for watching our collab. I hope y'all really enjoyed this. If you have any questions, please leave them down below. Y'all have a great day. Bye.